All right, welcome to the live Christmas drawing for November 23rd, 2022. Happy Thanksgiving, a day early. I'm sure everybody is sitting up at their houses, their childhood homes right now, gathered around the fireplace, watching this show live with the family. I'm sure that's what everyone's doing. So we're going to make this one a quick one so you could get back to your family and your family time. So, with this being Thanksgiving, I'm going to be drawing a little Thanksgiving Christmas crossover piece here. And I'll explain a little bit as I'm going here. Start off with our sketch layer as usual. This little guy is going to have a chef's hat on here. When I was little, I never grasped the concept of the chef's hat. When the Pillsbury Doughboy had it, I wasn't too sure what it was. I still don't really know what the point of a big, tall chef's hat is. I'm sure there's some chefs out there that are watching that could tell me. Is it to maintain or contain all of your hair in there? Like, what is the purpose of the tall chef's hat? All right, little warbler, whatever the hell this thing's called. Give this guy the old stoner eyelids. That's always a nice treat. So this will be a character from the game Animal Crossing. So when I was playing Animal Crossing, I believe it was on the, I don't remember if it was the one on the 3DS or if it was the one on the Nintendo GameCube. You didn't get to really pick what your character looked like. You had to answer some questions, and then that would determine what your character looked like. I was always so bummed out when I got the one that had like the stoner eyes, as I call them, where the eyelids are half closed and purple. I think nowadays I might actually prefer that look just because it's kind of familiar to me, like because of the way I draw some of the characters with the old lumpy purple and blue eyelids. So I think it would be kind of funny to have one with the old droopy stoner eyelids nowadays, but my character on Animal Crossing does not have those, but you could change it now. It makes it a little bit easier with Animal Crossing in this current generation because you could actually just go and change the way your character looks. You don't have to guess and hope you get one that looks a good way. That was always one of the things about Animal Crossing, starting it, just crossing your fingers, hoping that you got a character that didn't look like a complete dork, because you had to restart everything, and that whole beginning process was always a pain. All right, so this is going to be Franklin the turkey here, and he's got his chef's coat on. And we'll give him his feet. So this is the homage to Thanksgiving being tomorrow. This will be the Thanksgiving portion of the drawing. And then we'll add a Christmas element to it in a second. So he only has 3 toes. Don't mind that 4th one there. All right. Got his whole feather set up in the back there. Stoner eye, as I mentioned before. So that is the Franklin portion of the drawing. Now we're going to go on to the Christmas part of the drawing, and gotta add Christmas to every drawing this year. So that's what we're doing here. So we're going to add the Christmas character from Animal Crossing, and his name is Jingle. So Jingle in the Animal Crossing series is basically the Santa Claus figure in the game. They don't have Santa per se. They have Jingle. He's a reindeer that comes on Christmas Eve and delivers presents. I guess you got to really be inclusive, so that's kind of why they went with Jingle, even though Christmas, not everybody celebrates Christmas, but I guess to put a blatant Santa figure in there, they wouldn't really do that because, well, A, there's really no humans in Animal Crossing. It's all animals. And then Jingle has a big twinkle in his eye all the time. So we got to put his little twinkle there. He's going to be wearing his Santa hat. He's got his little ears exposed here. His little Santa hat's going to sit on top of his head. And he also has his antlers, which we'll draw coming off of his head there. I'm going to shrink this down a little bit more so it all fits. All right. And Jingle is dressed in a Santa suit. So the way they did Animal Crossing for the Nintendo Switch was pretty fun. You actually become the Santa character in it this time. So usually in games past you had to meet up with Jingle. Hold on one second. There we go. You had to meet up with Jingle, and he had you doing some quests. In this one, you actually have to dress as Santa. He gives you his magic sack, and then you deliver the presents. So it's pretty cool. So right here, he's going to be holding the bag. That's going to come off of his back there. You won't really see too much of it because he's pantsless, of course. Most Animal Crossing characters are. It's kind of hard to find one that'll wear pants. And he's got his little boots here. And he's just hanging out with Franklin. This obviously doesn't really happen in the game since they're 2 different holidays, but when you got to draw a holiday picture and it's got to be Christmas related, you kind of just make some stuff up, especially this late in the year. Which also reminds me, there's going to be one more drawing on the live feed before I get to the advent calendar. So I still have to come up with a drawing for next week's live show. And all Animal Crossing characters just have a little ball for a hand, not too much detail in them. So with that said, if you're watching this and you have any ideas for next week's live show, I would appreciate if you got in touch with me. Give me some ideas. I am running out. I'm telling you, it's November 23rd already, so the ideas are running thin. But come December 1st to the 25th, I'm pretty tied up because I'm going to be doing the advent calendar pieces, so I'll be good once I get there. And then I got to do 26th to the 31st, obviously. All right, so now we're going to start our ink layer. I'm going to use the technical pen tonight so it's not too thick. That's what she said. And now we're going to just start drawing on top. It could be a little bit sloppy. Again, that's what she said, but when we go in and do the colors, we'll make sure everything looks nice here. All right. Give him his little chef's hat. Actually, when I'm done with this live feed, I'm going to go look up a chef's hat afterwards and see why they have to be so big on the top. I just kind of just drew it over his little nose warbler or whatever the heck it is. Like I just had no regards for it. All right, there we go. We'll give him his lines and stuff around the eyes after we finish this layer here. Perfect. Onto the wings. Now, again, not sure why these guys are hanging out. They're just kind of chilling out here. Which I guess I could ask you this question, anyone watching this. We have turkey on Thanksgiving. Do you also do a turkey on Christmas? It's so weird that, like, the last 2 months of the year, it's like, all of a sudden, it's turkey time. Everybody just has turkey the last 2 months out of the year. And do you have turkey any other time of the year? I would assume not, but I don't know. One thing that we like to do throughout the year, I don't eat meat, so I'll get vegetarian turkey, but there's like vegetarian turkey you could get, so we'll get like the deli slices, and we'll make Thanksgiving dinner hoagies, and they're pretty good. Basically, exactly what you would think it would be. Anything that you have on like a Thanksgiving dinner, you make and then you throw it on the hoagie. So you'll throw mashed potatoes on it. Hold on, I want to make sure I don't... Yeah, throw mashed potatoes on it, corn, gravy. All the Thanksgiving fixins. All right, Franklin looks pretty good. Now we're going to head over to Jingle here. Now, in Animal Crossing, Jingle has a black nose. So we're going to keep it that way for this drawing. Even though lately, my youngest son's been a little obsessed with Rudolph, so maybe I should make it red. All right, we'll do the antlers here. The other ear. Let's do this antler, but leave a little bit of space for the hat. Got the little bit of the fireplace crackling in the background here. I never go back and watch any of the live feeds that I do, so I don't really know how much background noise it picks up. I don't have like the sound deadener thing on my microphone for the live feed, so I don't know if you could pick up the computer fans. So I'm not too sure. All right, Santa's sack here. I guess Jingle sack, I should say. And I'm sure when I start dropping in some color here, I'm going to realize that I forgot to fill in some of these spots, but we'll see when we get there. All right, Jingle's Santa boots. So it's kind of fun on Animal Crossing for the Nintendo Switch. At Christmas time, Jingle will give you a set of stockings to hang up in your house. And if you hang them up in your house, the next morning, or Christmas morning, he gives you them on Christmas Eve. So on Christmas morning, if you go and look at them, he'll have something hidden in them for you. It's pretty cool. All right, so sketch layer is off. This looks like a amateur kids coloring book, but that's all right. We'll make it work. Now I could see all the spots that I didn't fill in. All right, good enough. We're going to reference this, and now we'll start filling in some color. So we're going to start with Jingle. Again, classic Santa outfit. So he's got his red suit. I see I left the part open there. It'll work. We'll leave it. No pants. I did forget his belt, though. But I think we're going to bail on the belt. Start filling in his colors here. He is light brown, kind of orangish brown. So I want to try to get the right color. This one's going to look weird. Yeah, a little too light. Let me go a little bit more dark. That'll work. Start filling them in. Then his antlers are yellow, lighter yellow, kind of like a cream color. All right. We're going to keep true to the Jingle form. Give him a black nose. His eyes are it's weird. His eyes are bluish out here, and then the twinkle in his eye is white. The boots are black. We're going to kind of make him a really dark green. And then the soles of the boots are a different color. So we'll just fill that in. Fill that one in there by hand. And I noticed I forgot a piece over here. Yeah, I didn't close it. So we'll do that one by hand. And the sack he uses is white. We're going to leave it white like that. So that looks like your generic Jingle there, if you will. So now we're going to go and fill in Franklin the turkey. Franklin's hat is white. I'm going to make it a little bit of an off-white just to make it distinct here. Franklin's skin tone. He is pink. Everything about him's pink. Even his little feet are pink. Then the wings are grayish, so we're just going to fill in everything else gray because all of his feathers are gray. Then we're going to go and add some white to them. All right, that one was left open. I think right in that spot there. That's all right. Let's fill all the other ones in first. That way we'll see what I missed. All right, he's wearing yellow pants, so the pants are good. Fill this one in by hand. Then his beak. Let's see, that's kind of like I don't know, it's kind of like a bluish purple. I have to find the right color for that. Yeah, that one will work. Then his eyelids. We're going to give him some bluish toned eyelids there. His little nose warbler thingy. I'll drop that color in there. Then the old chef's outfit that he's wearing. That's white, so we're going to fill this in. He's got suspenders on, I think, or is that like part of the outfit? Maybe that's part of the outfit. Then we'll do a yellowish color for the buttons. And then the pants, same color as the buttons. All right, his eyes are blue. And he's going to have some coloring around it. So that's your basic premise of the characters. Let's go back to our reference layer here. And add a few lines here. Just for textures, variations, some little hairs, and whatnot. And on Jingle's bag, let's put a little patch on that. We'll fill that in a different color. Let's give him some, a little bit of texture. So basically on Animal Crossing 2, Franklin the turkey, he does everything he can do so you don't realize he's a turkey, so you don't cook him. He tries to get you to get all these other ingredients for him and makes you all this other food so you're full. That way you don't eat them. All right, let's see. I think we're good there. Now we're going to add another layer. We'll start doing some shadowing, so that'll go under the reference. For shadow, I like to do the syrup brush. Just makes it a nicer flow, I think, when you do the syrup one. So we're going to lighten that up a little bit. It's a little too heavy. We'll add all of our shadows here. Then I'll let everybody get back to their Thanksgiving festivities, which I'm almost guaranteed everybody took a break from just to watch this show. So that's great. We've got to add some highlights to a lot of Franklin stuff here because he seems like he would be wet. I don't know. A little bit of shadows there. I got to add some white to the actual feathers back there just because that's how the coloring is. Okay, shadow layer here. And we'll head over to Jingle, and then we're going to come back and... Oh, hang on. Let me do a little bit on the eyelid here. Then we'll come back and add some highlights. All right, there we go. A little bit on the bag. Got to add some color to that part of the bag there that I forgot, that little patch I did. And let's do a little bit on the hat and the antlers. Hey, it doesn't have to look perfect, just to give it a little bit of that 3D element. A little bit in the mouth here. Then we're going to go add white. We'll make that a little bit smaller. Like I said, Franklin looks like he'd be wet. So I'm going to really add a little bit more to him. All right. I got to lighten it up a little bit and widen it. A little bit on his feathers just because the tips of them are white. But I don't want it to be too white, so we'll just do the opaque white that I have used here. And we'll hit up these little feet that he's got here. And Franklin's looking good. Now we're going to go over to Jingle here. Give him a few highlights and call it a day. I get it, half of the stuff wouldn't be highlighted, but I think it just looks a little better. All right, now let's play around with the background real quick. So we're going to add another layer, put it behind everybody. Then I'm going to select it. I believe that's everything up here by the hat. And since it's fall time, let's go to oranges. Let's go to our brushes, and we're going to go to, let's see, not elements. What's what I'm looking for here? Textures? No. Organic, that's the one I'm looking for. Let's do some leafy background here. So if we do the paper daisy, I'm going to make it opaque. I'll go big. A little bit like that. A little bit more here and there. Add a bit of a red color. Make it a little bit darker. Sprinkle that around in the background. And a little bit of yellow. Make them smaller, more opaque. And add some yellow. Not too much here. And what else could be? We'll do a little bit brownish. There we go. That looks all right. Then, while we're on this layer, let's go back to black. Let's make it solid black. Then we're going to go to our ink brush, syrup, lighten it up, and we're going to put a shadow underneath their feet, just to give it a little bit more of a 3D element. Unselect that. Now this layer, what I want to do, let's see. I don't know if I can, I think I could just, yeah, let me mess around with this layer real quick. I thought I could, I just want to blur it a little bit if I could. I think I could if I just go up here. Let's try it. I don't want it to blur the whole photo. Yeah, there we go. Just the background's blurred. Yeah, it blurred their shadows, but that's all right. Okay, now we're just going to sign it, and this piece will be done. It's our Thanksgiving piece. November 23rd. So we have November 23rd, 2022. Again, I will be back here live next Wednesday at 6:30. I'll be here. This will be the last drawing that I'm going to be doing live that's not from the Advent calendar until the end of the year. So if you have any ideas, again, email me, aguedesigns@gmail.com. Send me a message on Instagram. That is at aguedesigns. And you could check out everything I'm doing online. But I have to do one more thing before I forget, because that's going to bother me if I don't do this. I said I was going to do it. I got to do it. There we go. Had to add that color to the bag because that would have drove me nuts if I didn't. All right, so that's your Thanksgiving drawing. Make sure you come back here next week and check out my Instagram daily for daily Christmas drawings. I will see you next week. I hope you guys have a good Thanksgiving. I will talk to you later.